There is no guarantee for success, but there are ways to get closer to it when you do the right things. Who you surround yourself with is just as important as what you do. Finding the right people, the right classes, the right activities, and taking the right tests are all decisions that shape your future. Find out more today on Destination University with Dr. Cynthia Colon. Dr. Colon and her guests will give you the tips you need, whether you're a student, parent, or educator. Now, here is your host, Dr. Cynthia Colon.
Welcome to Destination University. If you are a college-bound teen or a champion of one, you are exactly where you're supposed to be. We're running a special series interviewing real teens with real dreams who've been admitted to college. Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Dr. Cynthia Colon, author of the book Be Committed, Get Admitted, and founder of Dream College Academy and College Essay Bootcamp. Wherever you are tuning in from today, you are in for a treat. Grab your beverage of choice and a notepad because you're going to need to take some notes because you're going to get some golden nuggets from our star today, Ava. You're going to learn today what Ava did right and maybe any regrets that she might have, and she will reveal where she is headed for her own dream college. So let's get to it. Hi, Ava. How are you doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's good to see you. It's been a hot minute since we've seen each other.
Yeah.
But anyway, here it is. Congratulations. You're just about the end of the road for high school. So congratulations on that. Well, what is great for our listeners, our viewers and listeners to know is that we do have students that come from all over the United States. So share with everybody, literally where you're from, where you're tuning in from, what high school you go to, and maybe just a little bit about your family.
Yeah. So I'm from New York. I go to high school at Fontbonne Academy in Brooklyn. And I am a middle child of 3 girls. We're a family of 5, and we have a very cute dog. His name is Sparky. And we just moved to Bell Harbor, Queens. And so we're right off the beach. So it's something new for us. And yeah.
Yeah. I love that you're one of 3 because I'm also one of 3 girls. I'm not sure if you know that. So that's great. I'm sure your father loves having a house full of women all the time.
Oh, he loves it.
Well, let's get to the juicy part. Don't give away which college you've chosen quite yet. We'll save that to the end, but give us a range of sort of the types of colleges that you were admitted to. And let's start there.
Okay, so I knew that I always wanted a smaller college, so I applied in that range. And most of my colleges were close to home, such as like Villanova and Fairfield and Sacred Heart. And then I had some further ones like in Florida and the Carolinas, like Miami. So yeah, I definitely jumped. And I also did one in Nashville, which was out of my comfort zone, but that was pretty cool.
Wow. So when you say small college, because it's maybe a little bit different for everybody. So, there's small and medium and large. So you were looking for a campus that had how many students or fewer? What was your was it a number that you were looking for?
It was about 3 to 7.
Okay. 3,000 to 7,000. Okay. That's good. That's good to understand. And, most colleges are going to be larger than most high schools, but not all of them. So, all right. So let's get started with by looking. So most of our viewers and listeners are obviously at the front end of their college admission journey. So they're somewhere maybe as early as middle school, but most of them are in high school. So looking back on the last 4 years, what did you do right? What's sort of the advice that you would have for someone who's just getting started on their journey?
So I would definitely say that my biggest thing is to always start early and to get involved. I am always the person who wants to jump right in and just try new things and always help out others. So, for example, when I first started high school, I decided to join my school's cheerleading team, and I've been on varsity ever since. And then I became the captain, so I just loved being committed to everything and just always giving everything my all, because it'll really show in applications and everything, because it just shows the type of person you are and what you learned from everything. So my biggest thing is start early, take time, and really care for what you're doing, because it'll show in the end.
Well, I love what you said, like start early, because that's such a good piece of advice because it goes by quickly. And when, did you come to high school knowing that you had a love for cheerleading, or was that a new thing that you started in high school?
Yeah, that was a new thing. I've never done anything related to cheerleading, and I just decided to jump in, and it worked out.
Okay, well, good. That's good because, freshmen should just sort of explore everything and then find something that you really, really love.
Definitely.
Now, you were admitted to a number of schools, and so that's a good, sort of a spoil of riches to have. And so as we think back to, Ava and who you were, and like if we could have like a 60-second little highlight reel of what you were involved in, what was your coolness factor? What are some highlights that you're really proud of for the last 4 years?
Yeah. So as I said, I was varsity cheerleader and I became titled captain in my senior year. And I also played on my high school's lacrosse team on varsity for 4 years, which was something I also didn't know anything about until I joined high school. And it was just great because I wanted to try something completely different, and that was definitely that. I'm also a two-time UCA All-American cheerleader, and that was definitely really cool to get that award. I am the vice president of my National Honor Society at my school and our National Art Honor Society, and that was different because I decided to take up art and drawing, which I also never thought I could do. And I'm president and vice president of a bunch of clubs at my school, so it's just, like I said, really great to get involved, and I really enjoy doing it and doing community service among my 4 years of high school.
Now, two things I want to sort of pick up on, and that is you said you were a two-time UCA All-American cheerleader. Can you explain sort of what that means? And in terms of, and I ask that because, for students who are athletes or whatever, we always say like, were you the best in your high school? Were you the best regionally or, nationally? So what does that mean in the cheerleading world?
Right. So when I was doing cheer for my school, we went to a camp in the summer before the season started, and this is when we would try out. So we would try out with all the different girls. There were hundreds at the camp, and we would all learn the same routines, do the same cheers, and we would perform it for all of the staff. And then they chose us from that, but they also worked with us at the camp, so it was more than just our skill, but it was leadership, the type of person you are. So that's what they based everything off of. And then with that opportunity, I got to go to the Citrus Bowl in Orlando, Florida, and I got to cheer there with hundreds of other girls there who also got the honor of the same award.
Well, I think that's really great, and it's important to point out because for students to stand out, looking to other awards or being competitive, with other things that are regional or state or like you said, you were able to go and perform. I saw that posting a Citrus Bowl. I'm a big sports lover, so I thought that was really really super cool. And then one other thing that you mentioned that you were part of Students for Soldiers. Can you just share a little bit about what that is?
Yeah, so that's a club at my school, and it's actually the biggest one there because all of our school is very deeply rooted in our country and giving back to that. So we'll for most of our projects, we'll sit down as a group and write letters to veterans and even do food drives, and we would go bring it to our places by us, and I think it's really great because that's something as a school that we're all connected with. So it's definitely a club that I wanted to be a part of, and I'm glad that I've been a part of it for 4 years.
That's very patriotic. I love that. Awesome. One of the things that I think is important for students like you to share is just, with all humility and this process isn't for the faint of heart. It's a tough go and it's scary. It takes courage to go through it. So if you can share something that, if you had to do it all over again, what's the real truth of something that you either maybe regret or would change, or is there anything that you would do differently in this process?
Yeah. So when it came down to my application process, I was very happy with how everything was going. But looking back on it, if there's one thing that I wish I would have done differently, I wish I would have interviewed more places because I only did about one or two interviews, and they were interviews that mattered for my dream school, but I wish I would have done more, so it would have been more practice for me, and then it would have helped out in the long run. Everything worked out for how I wanted it to, but it would have been nice to have the more practice. So I wish I would have done that differently.
That's really interesting that you share that, because not every college, has the interview process, or sometimes it's optional. But I think for teenagers, it's hard. It's a good thing that you said, it's good to get practice in talking about yourself because you're not used to talking about yourself, to an adult. So it does take a little bit of practice. So that's a good, really good tip. So that's great. Now, you shared that you were interested in sort of a smaller school, smallish school. And what were some other things that mattered to you in this process? What were you looking for? What kind of, what was your major that you were looking for? And what other things on campus were going to play a role in your ultimate decision?
Yeah, so I plan to be majoring in psychology in the fall. And the biggest things that I would look at when I was touring campuses was how it felt and the opportunities there. So when I would walk on campus, I'd see how welcoming it was and the vibe it gave me, and how everyone there, like who I talked to, how they spoke about the school and everything that they've done. And then I would really look into the academics, the extracurriculars, and if there's something that jumped out at me and it really looks like I would thrive there, I really started to like the school. And that was definitely a major thing for why I applied to the schools I applied to.
Now I know you have an older sister. Were you able to visit in person a lot of colleges, in your last 4 years?
Yeah, I definitely tried to hit every college I applied to, maybe with the exception of 1 or 2. But yeah, I was able to. And then with my sister, I also did that a couple of years ago.
Yeah. It's sort of nice when you have an older sibling, because you're sort of getting a little taste early on. So that's
definitely.
That's good. Okay. Now it's time for the reveal. I'm going to do a little drum roll, and I think you have some guests that are going to join us, but it's time to reveal where you are going, where you've chosen. So here, drum roll. All right, go on. Go ahead, Ava.
So I will be attending Duke University in the fall.
Everybody's there. Oh my God. I swear, this is like one of my favorite families. You guys, if you're watching and listening, you're going to see this whole family. And I've been part of this family, lucky to be part of this family for the last several years. So congratulations, Ava. This is amazing. And I was saying before we hit record, Mom, I was saying I saw that video. I must have watched that video like 3 times that you posted when she opened up her acceptance letter. So I just love it.
Well, we were surprised, not surprised, it's, how hard it is. And it was just the greatest news, but hard work pays off, right?
Yep. Well, yeah, I would love, what do you want to say, Mom, Dad, or any of you, what do you want to say to your daughter?
Well, congratulations. Of course, we're so proud of you, and don't ever stop dreaming, right? You can do anything you put your heart and head to. Dare to dream, right?
Yeah, dare to dream. And, here's the thing I love about this story is that, like, we're interviewing a number of students, but it's always like, this happens to real, just normal, everyday students. And so you just never know. So it's just lovely when this happens. So couldn't happen to a better family.
Thank you.
Oh, your sisters, do either of you want to say anything about to your sister?
We're so proud of her. When we opened the letter, I was there. And I wasn't doubting her at all for like all the months leading up to it. But when I opened it, when she opened it, I was like, not doubting, but ready to console her. Like, I never doubted her, but like, you want to be there for her. And then when I saw the acceptance, I don't know, it blew me away.
That's the truth. She did not doubt her, because thank God for Emma.
She was recording without us knowing.
We would have got the recording.
Yeah, we didn't know.
It was her.
Emma hid the camera.
Oh my gosh, I thought that was completely planned. Now, Alexandra, oh my gosh, Alexandra, I'm assuming you weren't there.
I was at school, but I was eating dinner with my friends, and I got a FaceTime, and I knew it was coming out, and I said, wait, I gotta answer this. Because I didn't think she was gonna FaceTime me. She's crying, and I said, are you, like, what happened? And I was screaming in the middle of the dining hall. I was so proud of her.
That's so sweet. That is so sweet. Now, I will say that, with this process, you have to go into the process knowing that hopefully, I hate to say it this way, but like, hopefully you get denied somewhere. Because I always feel like if you don't get denied somewhere, that means you maybe didn't apply, high enough or something. But when something like this comes through, it does feel like a dream come true. You want to pinch yourself. And how many times did you read the letter, Ava?
Oh, maybe about 30. Yeah. No, after we got accepted, we clicked commit right away, and then, but stepped away from the computer, and then I went back. I was like, let's just make sure this is real.
So
good. Oh, so good.
Great
Well,
news.
I just love it. Yeah. And Mom, go ahead. What were you saying?
No, it was all great news, and thank you for being part of our journey. Definitely, right?
Well, I love this family so much, and I'm not sure if you guys all know, but I'm one of 3 girls as well. I'm the oldest. I'm the Alexandra of my family, but there's 3 girls. Well, Dad, how do you feel about being, the only man in the house?
It's tough. Just thank God I have a dog. That's a male dog. But I'm blessed to be surrounded by wonderful, strong women, and my wife leading it, and all the girls are starting to step up, and it's wonderful.
Oh, I love it. I love it so much. Okay, you guys all hang out for a second. I'm going to do the little closing, and then we'll all wave goodbye. Okay.
Sounds good. Love you, Dr. C.
We love you. I love you all. Oh my gosh, Emma, you're next.
Yes.
Okay. Oh wait, I didn't ask you, and I want to hear you say, Ava, there's something about Duke. I didn't know this about the puppy kindergarten. Can you just quickly share, what is that?
Yeah. So when we visited, they put on a video, and it was all golden retrievers, and me and my mom were like, what is this? And as we were watching there, and as you know, I'm interested in psychology, there's a canine cognition center there, and they have the puppy kindergarten where Duke students are able to work with them and train them and even live with them in their dorm for some days. So I would definitely want to take part in that next year. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Ooh, so I learned something new today. So thank you for sharing that. And anybody who's listening, there you go. Puppy kindergarten. So, okay. Now I told you guys were in for a treat, and this whole family is just a delight to be around. So thank you, Ava, for being with us today. Like I said, applying to college is not easy. She's courageous. She is ambitious. She is strong and brave. And we are very proud of Ava. If you're watching or listening and want to learn more about the college application process, head on over to my website to download your free gift. You can go to drcynthiacolon.com, or if it's easier to remember, Destination U University, YOU University. If this episode has in any way fueled your confidence or helped to build your dreams, please share this episode with 3 people in the next 30 minutes. And if you're watching on YouTube, hit subscribe. You can also comment. We'll be sure to get back to you with your questions. You can also learn about College Essay Bootcamp on the website as well. Parents, join us on Destination University on our Facebook group. And that is all I have for you today, my dreamers. If you are a doer and a dreamer like Ava's, please consider joining us for any of our events and programs. Join us on this podcast every week, same time, same place. Until then, wherever you are, may you have a happy and sunny day. Bye for now. Woo.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, there we go. Blue doubles.
Woo!
Thank you so much for listening this week to Destination University. Be sure to join Dr. Cynthia Colon again and get one step closer to your success.